Hi everyone, it's Wednesday, March 25th. Today is a unique day. It's not just any day in the lectionary. Today is the Annunciation of the Lord. It's the day that we remember when the angel Gabriel visited Mary to announce her conception by the Holy Spirit. March 25th. In order to explain why it's this day, let me just take you on a little bit of a brief detour. You know the day of Christmas, December 25th, and Christmas falls on that day because, well, it's a long story, but the short version is that used to be the winter solstice, the day of the winter solstice. Now it's the 21st or 20th of December. But so when it was the 25th, that was the birth of Christ. Luke in chapter 1 tells us that Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant with John the Baptist when Mary went to visit Elizabeth and had just found out that she was pregnant. So John the Baptist was born 3 months after the Annunciation because Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant at that time. So John the Baptist, tradition has it, was born on the day of the summer solstice, June 25th. We back up 3 months, we get to March 25th, which used to be the day of the vernal equinox, which it also no longer is. But that is why March 25th is the day of the Annunciation of the Lord, also the day of the birth of Emmy Anderson, my daughter, who turns 6 today. So we celebrate for that reason as well in this household. The readings for today are Psalm 146 again. It's our last day with that psalm. And then Isaiah chapter 60, verses 17 through 22. In that passage, we are again focused on the return of Israel from their time in exile. And here it is a full-throated celebration of what they anticipate to be their return, and not just their return to their homeland, but the restoration of their strength, their glory as a nation. All of that is wrapped up in their return from exile and the restoration of the city of Jerusalem. We're getting near at this point to the very end of the prophetic book of Isaiah. And then we're in Matthew's Gospel for the third reading, Matthew chapter 9, verses 27 to 34. We have two healing stories back to back, two completely different stories. One, Jesus heals two blind men. They call out to him saying, "Son of David." And he asks them if they believe he can heal them. And of course they say yes, and he heals them. And it is their trust, their faith in Jesus that makes their healing possible. And then after that, Jesus comes upon a mute demoniac and heals him, restores his voice, and everyone around is amazed. I forgot to mention that with blind men who were healed, Jesus tells them not to say anything about it. And this appears every now and then throughout the Gospels, especially in Mark's Gospel, but yes, here also in Matthew's Gospel. We call it sometimes the messianic secret, this very puzzling idea that Jesus himself would do these amazing things and then try to put a lid on it so people didn't find out about what he was doing or didn't find out who he was. It leads some people to question what exactly was Jesus' own self-perception. Did Jesus think he was the Messiah? Or did he think people were getting ahead of themselves by claiming him the Messiah? So it really produces all kinds of really fascinating questions that persist as we read the gospel narrative. What did Jesus think of himself? How did he imagine his ministry? What did he want other people to say about him or not? Was he worried that would cause concern among Roman or Jewish authorities? Is that why he didn't want the word getting out that he, or at least that people were calling him the Messiah? So all of those questions wrapped up in this one little phrase of Jesus. So those are our readings for today. A couple of quick updates. As you know, Governor Whitmer has issued a stay-at-home order for our whole state, which means that our mighty band of worship leaders will not be gathering in the sanctuary on Sunday morning to live stream our service. Instead, I will probably be live streaming from right here in my own basement, but we will have worship live streamed at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. You can count on that one way or another. And I also wanted to mention a wonderful thing that our group, we have a group that participates in an organization called Everyone Eats that provides lunch once a month to the hungry in the city of Detroit. And you can imagine how complicated that now becomes because of the coronavirus and stay-at-home orders and such. But our team of people who, month in and month out, faithfully provide food for the hungry, they have packed up meals and they will be delivering them today so that those people who expect a meal on Wednesday will not go hungry. So thank you to all of those volunteers, and it's wonderful to see that even in the midst of this chaos, that still the work of the church is getting done. That's it for today, and we will see you tomorrow.